mes amis, hey friends, welcome back. Yes, we've got another awesome edition lined up, and it's dedicated to all of you grammar freaks. You know, I'm a grammar freak too, especially when it comes to English. I mean, there isn't anything more exciting than English grammar, and I'm not even being sarcastic. I swear to God, I love English grammar and French grammar too. But some of you, I think, are even more ecstatic about French grammar than even myself, because some of you make comments like, when are you going to do a video about just doing a verb in the present tense? You know, and I'm like, that sounds like, like high school French class to me, which I'm like scared to death of. You know how I feel about high school French classes. They're like, it's scary, dictate, watch out. So anyways, I resisted up until now, because enough of you have pressured me into doing it. So I'm just going to run down a verb, and I'll tell you what it is in a second. We're just going to do it in the present tense, because if I did it in all the tenses, it would take like 2 hours, and I'm not going to do that to you. And what's the point, right? So we're just going to stick with the present tense. We're going to stick with a verb that is very useful, and it's a regular verb, okay? So there's not going to be any funny business about this verb, okay? And it's one of my favorites. Why? I love the way it sounds. What is it? Wait until you hear it. Here it comes. Chercher. 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 What's that mean, right? Some of you have never heard it before. Okay, well, I'm going to clue you in, okay? It means to search, right? It's like a cognate, right? Kind of. So it's really to look for or to fetch, also to fetch. So it's very handy. It has a couple of different meanings. So, chercher. Okay, and let's break it down, starting with our first column, the I, the you, the he, she, and the right? We don't have that in English, but it's so useful, right? Okay, je cherche, je cherche. Tu cherches. Oh, it sounds the same, right? Yeah, I love French for that, okay? It doesn't happen in Spanish. All you Spanish speakers, you have to memorize the different sounds that correspond with the different pronouns, which drives me nuts, okay? I mean, there's a point to it, but in French, they don't do it, which I'm partial to French, okay? Je cherche, tu cherches, elle cherche, il cherche, on cherche. They all sound the same. Yeah, that whole column, But for all of you that are learning how to write French, okay, you have to be mindful because the spelling changes, okay? You got to add that S onto the end of that tu form. Tu cherches, okay? But there's no S at the end of the je and the il, elle, on, okay? It's just il cherche, je cherche, without that S at the end, okay? But sounds the same. Okay, let's move over to that plural column, okay, over here, the nous and the vous and the elle, il, okay, nous cherchons. That ONS, that's a nasal vowel. ONS, you just launch it right into your nose. Nous cherchons, okay? If you can't do it, you got to practice in the shower. Why the shower? Why do you practice it? Because you know how you practice singing in the shower? Nobody's going to hear you. You got the water on. You can screw up all you want, and it doesn't even matter, and nobody's going to hear you, Keep the door closed, right? Because you're going to shower with the door closed, okay? Unless you live by yourself, but, okay. Or, okay, here's another thing. You drive to work by yourself, right? Some of you carpool, God bless you, way to be green, okay? Okay, but some of you drive by yourself, I drive by myself, It's a good time to practice your French pronunciation, because you're driving down the highway. It's like your motor's running. It's really loud. So you're just like nous cherchons, vous cherchez. You can make all the crazy sounds you want. It doesn't matter. Okay. So moving on down the list. Vous. This one's my favorite. Why? Because it doesn't change from the infinitive. Well, the spelling changes, yes, but the sound is just the sound of the infinitive. Vous cherchez. Oh, I love French. God, they make it so easy. Spanish is so crazy, ridiculous hard, Some of you are like, this guy's crazy. I learned Spanish in like 2 months, and French has taken me like 6 years, But I'm still struggling with Spanish, okay? I'll be honest, okay? It's a struggle for me. But the French, like that, because they got all these neat little tricks, Anyways, vous cherchez. And then the last one, il cherche. Il cherche. That ENT, okay? It's just cherche, okay? Don't launch it in your nose. I've never heard a French person do that with the ENT. I've just, it just doesn't happen. if you are French and you do that, just let me know because I've never heard it done before. They just say il cherche, okay, which sounds the same thing as the singular column. So you got to listen to your context clues, okay? And I've got something in my back pocket, to test you out, okay? Here we go. Les femmes, okay, clue train. Les femmes. I didn't say la femme. Les femmes, okay? Les femmes, elles cherchent un bon restaurant pour ce soir. And you're like, what did he just say? Okay, I'll slow it down. Les femmes, elles cherchent un bon restaurant pour ce soir. Okay? Les femmes, the women, the ladies. They are looking for, elles cherchent un bon restaurant, a good restaurant pour ce soir. For this evening, okay? Les femmes, elles cherchent un bon restaurant pour ce soir. Okay, you got that? There you go. Let's think of another example. Okay, pretend you're in a store. And a salesperson walks up to you and he says, bonsoir. And you say, bonsoir, because you're, it's polite, got to do that. And then he's going to ask you a question, maybe, and he's going to say something like, que cherchez-vous? Que cherchez-vous? What are you looking for? Or, vous cherchez quoi exactement? You're looking for what exactly? So there are a million other variations, but you get the point. And then the answer is, je cherche des pommes de terre. I'm looking for potatoes. All right? Pommes de terre, apples of the earth. I love that little piece of vocabulary. I think it's hilarious. Pommes de terre, apples of the earth. Je cherche des pommes de terre. Now, keep in mind, in English, we have to use a preposition when we say look. I'm looking for. But the cool thing about this verb in French is it requires no preposition. Je cherche, and then whatever the thing is. So, je cherche des pommes de terre. I'm looking for some potatoes. Or you could say, what's another thing that you could go do, popular item that you go to the store? Je cherche un cravate. Je cherche un cravate. Cravate. I'm looking for a tie, Where can I get one of those ties? Okay, so there you go. Okay, one more example. Listen closely. This is where I'm gonna really challenge you. Maintenant, nous sommes en train de préparer nos vacances à Londres. Nous sommes en train de préparer nos vacances à Londres. À Londres. In London, okay? Nous sommes en train de préparer nos vacances à Londres. We are in the process of preparing our vacation for London, okay? Et nous cherchons un bon hôtel pour notre séjour. Nous sommes en train de préparer nos vacances à Londres et nous cherchons un bon hôtel pour notre séjour. Notre séjour. For our stay, séjour. I love that word. It's such a pretty word. Just your stay, it's like if you want to, you say you're working at a hotel, and it could happen, and then somebody checks in with you, and then at the end, you say, bonne soirée, which is have a good evening. Or you could say, bon séjour, which is have a good stay. Okay, it's very polite. Bon séjour. Okay, nous sommes en train de chercher, or nous cherchons un bon hôtel pour notre séjour à Londres. Okay, there you go. I think that's enough. You guys stayed with me this long. So there you go. The present tense of chercher in all the 6, we call them forms. Okay, that's enough. Au revoir.